guys, what's up? It's me, Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the post notifications, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. So today's video is going to be a reading vlog, but not just any reading vlog. You guys are going to choose what books I read over on my Instagram stories, but you're not going to know what books you're choosing. This is Instagram blindly chooses my reads, and let's get started. I posted the first poll last night, and this is what you guys voted for. So, as you can see, the book with the detective emoji and the red heart won, compared to the hockey stick emoji and the baby emoji. You guys had no idea what books those were, unless you guessed and knew it was on my TBR, but the books you were choosing between were Learn Your Lesson by Candy Steiner and The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. For Learn Your Lesson, I put the hockey stick and the baby because it's a hockey romance and single dad. That one I feel like I kind of did dirty, not on purpose, because I think I wanted that one to win a little bit more. And The Vanishing Stair, I did a detective emoji because this is a mystery and the main female character in this, she tries to solve the mystery, and yeah, and then the red heart, I just, because the cover was red, because I could have sworn that was a stair emoji, like for stairs, but couldn't find it, so I just put the red heart for the cover. And you guys picked The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is book 2 in the Truly Devious series, and I'm excited to get to it. This is YA murder mystery, and I'm excited, so let's get reading. So I have started The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. I'm on page 80, and so far I'm liking it, but it's not as good as the first one in my opinion. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about what's happened because it is a continuation. You do need to read the first book first. Basically, this follows Stevie Bell. She goes to an elite private school and where a murder has happened many years ago, that she's obsessed with that case, and stuff starts to unravel. And this one is good, but I much prefer the first one so far, but let's go read. So I have read more of The Vanishing Stair. I'm currently on page 257, so I'm nearly finished. I have just over 100 pages to go, and we're just getting to the really good part. At the end of the first book, this girl named Ellie went missing, and we just found out what happened to her. And I expect there will be a lot more twists and turns before the end of this book. So let's go get reading. So I finished The Vanishing Stair. I gave this 4 stars. I did really like it, just not nearly as much as the first book. I was thinking about 3.5 for this one, but the last 100 pages just picked up and answered some questions while raising a million more questions. So I enjoyed this book. I'm glad I read it, and I do plan to read the third one eventually. I definitely recommend checking out that series, and I put the next poll up on my Instagram for you guys to vote on a book blindly based on emojis. So the emojis I gave you were a cherry and a pie emoji, and the other book was a money emoji and a house emoji. And the books you were choosing between were Cherry Pie by Daisy Jane. This was what the cherry and the pie emoji were for. This one I had no troubles coming up with the emojis. So if you knew this was on my TBR, you might have been able to guess that this was the book. And then for the money and the house is Savage Lover by Sophia Lark, book 3 in the Brutal Birthright series. I put money because it's mafia and the mafia is rich. And I put a house because it says they were neighbors growing up. So that's where those emojis came into play. But you guys chose the cherry and the pie emojis. So I'm going to be reading Cherry Pie by Daisy Jane. I've never read anything by this author before. This one is a super short little novella. It's barely 100 pages. So let's get reading. So I finished Cherry Pie. I gave it 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. I really do wish it was longer though. If this was even a short book, but more of a full-length novel, if this was 100 pages more, it had 5-star potential. I love the characters. I love their relationship. And this one had some intrigue and suspense to it. I really liked it, but it was so short and everything just happened super fast. So that is why it got a 3.5. This is a dark romance. It is stepbrothers romance. It's Wide Shoes, and they are very rich lawyers, and I really enjoyed this one. A good read. I definitely recommend picking it up, and I do want to read more by Daisy Jane in the future. And now on to the books that you guys voted for the next poll on my Instagram. And your choices for emojis were like a dad and 2 kids and a blue heart emoji. And the other option was like, I forget, like a tiger, some wild animal, and a like waves water emoji. And the books you were choosing between were Wild River by Laura Pavlov and Ashes of You by Catherine Cowles. And the one with the most votes was the tiger and the water emoji. So that was Wild River by Laura Pavlov. This is book 2 in the Magnolia Falls series. Read book 1 a couple months ago. Did I read it? I forget when I read it. I think I read it in May. And I loved it. 5 stars. That was my first book by Laura Pavlov, and I adored it. Heard not so great things about this one. Heard this one is the weakest in the series so far. But I'm still excited to get to it because I loved River's character in the first book. And for the emojis, I did the tiger because it's a wild animal and wild. And there were like no river emojis, so I just did like the ocean wave. I know that wasn't like spot on, but that's this one. It's small town and it's enemies to lovers, found family. I love how all the guys are like a found family and they have like a text group, and it's just super good. And yeah, let's get reading. It's been a minute since I updated you guys. I last updated you guys on a Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Today is Friday. I finished Wild River. I made my progress this week, slowly but surely. I just never updated you guys, and I'm so sorry. But basically, I'm going to just talk about this book, what I thought of it, and then we're going to end this reading vlog. So this one follows Ruby and River. I loved River in book 1, but this one he felt like a totally different character, and I just was not vibing with him. Ruby was okay. She was pretty good, actually. I did like her character. I didn't feel they had a ton of chemistry, so basically he's always like thought she was mean, and he calls her like an evil queen. But then he realized she's just guarded. She's just protecting herself, and she's actually a really kind of good person. And it's their romance. And I gave this one 3.5 stars. I was honestly very let down by it. I loved Loving Romeo, the first book in this series. I'm going to put the book down. And I gave that book 5 stars. I am obsessed with that book. But this one was a major letdown for me. Of course, I still love Laura's writing. So the writing, phenomenal. It was just the story, the characters, that kind of stuff. I'm really upset of how River's character didn't feel like how he did in the first book. So I think that part like docked some marks off for me too. But anyways, I did overall enjoy it, but I don't know. I just wish I had loved it more. 3.5 is not a bad rating by any means though. I did enjoy this. I do recommend this, and I especially recommend reading this series. Definitely start with book 1, because starting with this one, you may not be convinced to continue on, but if you start with book 1, you'll fall in love. And yeah, so I gave it 3.5 stars, and that is going to be it for this video. If you liked this kind of video of my Instagram followers blindly choose my reads for a reading vlog, definitely let me know down below in the comments, and I can definitely do it again in the future because I had so much fun. It is so cool to see what you guys pick based on the emojis. It's also kind of challenging for me to pick the emojis that I think correlate with the book, but it's just so much fun. And if you want to see me do this again, definitely let me know. If you made it this far though, please leave me a, what emoji should we do? A tiger emoji. If you made it this far, please leave me the tiger emoji down below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.